Welcome back, everybody. This is Ian here, along with Chris.
Hi, everybody.
Hey.
Nah.
Another episode of the Jagged Edge, fresh off our review from Infinity War.
Oh my God.
Man.
It's good. I will say this, and we have a review up, and we can say other things too, but I will say this. One of us gave our first 10 out of 10.
Yep. First, it's a show first.
Well, it's for the channel. It's a first for any reviews for anything.
Yeah. And this is a deserved. It's a deserved 10. For reasons given. Of course, check out the review. And I'm sure you'll have some of your own if you've seen it yourself. But this is an event. If you followed Marvel movies, even if you're halfway caught up, halfway competent with these, you got to get out and see this. We didn't just have the last 10 years or so of Marvel for nothing. This is your birthday present. Early.
You know, the most exciting part, when Batman showed up.
Why you gotta drop the spoils?
No, because it's already out. Everybody knows.
I know.
Everybody knows already.
Now I do have I do have a lingering question. I was thinking about this, and this doesn't go in spoiler territory, but this actually leads off from the end of Thor Ragnarok and something that I thought coming into this. So of course, very end of Thor Ragnarok, we've got that hit of that picture of the remaining Asgardians and their surviving ship in front of what looks like one of Thanos' cruisers, right?
Well, no, that's Titan 2.
Titan 2, okay.
That is his ship.
Heimdall. All right. Now I want to ask you about this. Heimdall prides himself on his ability to not only see so far, but how much he perceives. I mean, he watches over all 9 realms. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he did not see Thanos' ship as how fast they ended up running into that, or what? I mean, what are your thoughts on that? It's kind of just struck me, and I'm like, it's weird. I would think someone like Heimdall would try to steer them away from that, but I don't know, man. I think it's less of a steering into than more that they were just stalked by.
No,
by
I don't.
Thanos.
Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't think they were stalked either. No. That being said, no, they probably were.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into details about that. As far as Heimdall, though, no, I don't think he saw it at all.
Yeah.
Now he has the ability to do that, but if you saw in Thor Ragnarok, I think he really had to concentrate in order to be able to see what was going to happen in a couple instances there.
Yeah.
Especially without being at the Bifrost, which I believe enhanced his vision quite a bit.
Right, and that's what I was kicking around. I think that's the key clincher. It seemed when he was at that point, at that height, that was sort of his perch to see best. I mean, he didn't lose powers or was completely bereft of anything, but there was a reason that whole station was established there. So cool. All right. Makes sense to me, I think.
Awesome movie. Well, no. It makes sense enough.
Yeah. No, it does. But
yeah, awesome movie. Go see it. We have I think one of our better reviews, maybe our best review, up for that.
I had fun.
Just got up this morning. Yeah, go see it though. I mean, obviously the MCU stuff, we talk about it the most. We enjoy it the most. This did not let us down, and trust me, at least for myself, when it comes to these big movies, I have become accustomed to letdown. So I was very happy to see, especially from that particular ownership.
If you save some of that fire, I'm sure we're going to get into that a little later.
Maybe. There's definitely something related to it later on.
Oh man, but yeah, well worth it. I know you mentioned it, but I want to go see this again as soon as I can. So
I guess what I'm saying there though is that there's no guarantees.
Right.
And this delivers.
Yeah.
And even if you're not a big MCU fan and you're just coming across this and you're just like, what are these guys talking about? It's fun. It's a good, fun movie. You don't need to know. I mean, it certainly helps to know who all these people are and to have seen all these movies and stuff. But I mean, just pulp culture alone, and people know who the Hulk is. They know who Iron Man and Captain America and all that. They know who these people are. It's still just a fun. It's still just a fun movie. It's a good story.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Before we go a little more into trailers, you don't own it, but you bought something. I want to know about this.
I did. you know, the biggest question going into Avengers Infinity War is where was the Soul Stone? I had it the whole time. I bought it off of eBay several years ago
Uh,
for $7 plus $20 shipping.
plus 10 transition.
Is that still a thing on eBay where you could spend like $2 on something, but shipping's still like $15?
Most
People still try to get you like that.
most do domestic free.
All
Like,
right.
I mean, if you're international, obviously it's a different story. But almost everybody I see now is like free domestic.
A little bit of a spoiler. I had the Soul Stone, and Thanos came up to me. I gave it to him for $350. So no, So kind of an ongoing topic around here. I bought an SNES Classic in the last week. Now, I don't have one. I bought it. I bought it for my brother and his family, his kids, and my sister-in-law. They
Cool.
all play. They actually still play classic games. They still play on his original. And by the way, and I don't mean just original NES. I mean first release NES.
Oh, holy crap!
Right, with Gyromite and the whole thing, and they still play on that. So it kind of works out that you still can't freaking find one anywhere because they still use his, but they don't. He says he doesn't have the Super Nintendo when we were kids. He's got it. So
You know he has it.
he does because I had it way back 20 some years ago, and I'm playing games on. I'm playing Mortal Kombat 2. I'm playing Final Fantasy 3/6. And he came home one weekend, and I was out when he left to go back to college, and it's gone.
Convenient.
When I'm at the end of Final Fantasy 3.
So wait, refresh me. You probably told me on a previous show or something, but I can't remember. Is that why you didn't finish that?
That is why I didn't finish
That is why. All right.
And I told him because I was there. That's why we didn't have a show last week because I had a family thing, and I gave it to him as a present. I said, "Now look, Final Fantasy 3 is on this thing. If you find the Super Nintendo and you find the games, I want them back. It's a condition of this present. I want them back so I can finish my game of Final Fantasy 3 22 years later."
If you've been keeping the party in waiting to kill Kefka that long, man, that's rough. I can't imagine. Man, that takes me back to when I used to try to rent that from Blockbuster. And I tried. That was one of my first exposures to it. It was like in that little after school program. Someone has Super Nintendo, but they always overwrote the file, and no one ever got past like Narsh. And I used to think that was the whole game, just the beginning part. And I said, "Oh, this is a thing." So I started trying to rent it from Blockbuster, and after 2 or 3 tries, I just gave up because I'd make huge progress, where my file would get wiped out, or whoever else's file I was playing on last would be done, and I was all over the place. So I finally got it for myself when I was in 5th grade and finished it, start to finish. Well worth it.
Is the ending good?
I'd
like to know.
It was.
I'd like to see
I
it.
thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I bet it is.
It's fitting. It's fitting for everything that's happened in that world, and why. And I think you can see why there's a lot of people who rate 6 above 7, as far as just the story it told.
Yeah.
Like, great way to end the Super Nintendo era of FF.
Yeah, maybe someday I'll be able to play it. No, but then he's like, Chris, I don't know if I've got. You have it. And then that's fine. When you come across it, just give it back. With Mortal Kombat 2. I want Mortal Kombat 2 back as well.
You still remember Fatalities?
What? I still remember Fatalities.
Baked in you.
Yeah. Of course.
No,
it's cool though. I mean, we broke it out, and we were playing it, and they loved it. It was cool to see my niece and nephew playing old games like that.
That's cool.
I mean, every single thing on there had come out long before they were ever born.
Man.
So yeah, that was neat. They play some Mario Kart, or should I say Super Mario Kart? Well, no, because that was the first time. That was the first Mario
Yeah.
Kart. So I don't
Yep.
think it was called Super Mario Kart. I don't know. They played Donkey Kong.
Hmm.
We played some Super Mario World, some other things. They were looking at Kirby, and yeah, no, it was fun. It was good. It's not too hard to find one. It's my understanding. It's not too hard to get an SNES Classic right now. That being said, they are very finite. They only made so many. Of course, they made a lot more of the SNES minis, but right now it's not hard to get one. The NES, though, because I asked him when I was at the store, do you have any of those? The other, he kind of chuckled. I'm like, oh, man,
Yeah.
jerk about it. I know. That's why I'm asking.
He's like, I get it. Oh, man. Cool.
He's like, oh, you could probably pay $10,000. Yeah. What's that?
Man.
What's that? I can buy a ripoff on eBay for $10. All right, I'll do it.
Yeah, I'm down. I got it. Man.
So Nintendo gets half the credit right now,
Cool.
and they probably won't ever get the full credit. I told you I'd back off and I'd apologize if I can casually go into a store
Yep.
and buy them. I could do that with one. Cannot do that with the other.
Man. One of these days, if something ever settles over with these, I'll pick up one. But I just have not had the energy to go for it. But that's cool though. That's one of the coolest like early Christmas presents, or just I think family gifts you can give to a gaming group.
Yeah, everybody had a lot of fun with it. There was presents because my niece and my brother, their birthdays like one day apart. So, and I missed my nephew's birthday because it's like in February because
Right.
we don't go up there all the time. So, and my sister-in-law's birthday is next month. So I'm like, hey, this is for everybody.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, we had a blast with it. It consumed the rest of the day. The rest of the family was actually kind of pissed. Like, what? You all could have gotten him an SNES Classic. I didn't have to be the rock star here today.
Yeah, hey, you can't help charisma. I mean, and look, priorities. They had the priorities right. Sure.
Right.
SNES comes around. Get that noise. Get the rest of that. I got stuff to play.
Who needs cake?
Yeah. Man, and that's just the start of the list for SNES, man. I mean, you go through it. You got Street Fighter Alpha. You got so many good platformers. The Mega Man X series, like.
I don't think it was Alpha. There was I think it was Street Fighter 2 Turbo.
Okay.
We did play a little bit of that. That was fun because they didn't know what the hell was going on. And then I came in there. What's the green guy? The green monkey guy?
Blanca.
Yeah, I always played Blanca. So I got on him and just like tap the button, electrocute the shit out of him.
Shock spamming. I knew it. Corner him up. Shock him up.
It was awesome because I did leave the room and my niece and nephew was playing at one point and somebody came out of the room where they were, which was, by the way, totally awesome to have that hooked up in HDMI and on like a 70-inch screen TV. That's awesome. And it looks gorgeous.
See, I was really curious about that because Super NES ports, emulators, everything's really struggled with that. The whole resolution. You always have to play within a sort of like box format. So seeing that setup had to be slick.
Well, it was on perfect pixel, and it doesn't take up the whole screen.
Right.
But yeah, you're going to deal with if you try to hook something up that wasn't compatible with HDMI and such. Trying to hook that up to a TV like that, it doesn't work well. So it was kind of funny because they were like, my niece and nephew to the point they get along fairly well, but they're like, I guess they were talking to each other. It's like, well, you're better at this, and your skills at playing Mario Kart are better at this. And I was like, what are they? They're over there evaluating each other. So before I leave to go back home, I go into there and I'm like, hey, so I heard you guys were like playing Mario Kart and they're playing it right then. And I'm like, you guys are like talking about, the pros and cons of how each other play. And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, I just want, I've been playing some games with you today. And I just want to let you know that neither one of you have any damn skills at all. You should have seen the looks on their faces. It was priceless.
Burn.
Well, yeah, they just said this kid, you both suck. They couldn't believe that Uncle Chris had just threw him under the bus.
Diss. I love it. All right. Well, hey, they got to hit the labs. I want to see him play in Mortal Kombat.
Oh, they don't want that.
They don't want none of that.
Last time somebody is like, "Oh, see you on Mortal Kombat X." We actually hooked it up on a huge screen. We had it out in the lobby, and there was several people around. I literally was like talking to people and looking away from the screen, playing the person, just looking over at the corner of my eye, just make sure I'm getting the combos in right and the placement's all correct. And because each character has like these insanely long combos, and if you can
Right.
pull them off, they're over 50%. So I just like put that in, and then like I'm talking to the person next to me. Look, it's time to do the fatality. I'm like to the guy just being like, now watch, I'm going to punch a hole in your head and watch this.
Oh man.
Jackie Briggs.
It's a shame you don't have um I guess a local like FGC group. Like there are people that focus on Mortal Kombat around you or something.
There was in the area I lived in before, the Fox Valley area, there was, but they did everything on Xbox.
Get that
What are
out
you
of here.
doing? Yeah,
Get that out of here.
whatever. I mean, look, I obviously when it's local like that, and they're not going to, they're not all going to spend money to get the same kind of console. They probably know, most of them probably known each other for years and stuff, and
Right.
they're going to play. They're going to play on what they're going to play on. But yeah, it's like, come on, the Xbox is getting its ass kicked this year. Or this generation.
Yeah,
What do
up and
why
down
are we
the
doing
street.
stuff on? Yeah. Why are we doing this on an Xbox?
Man. Whew.
Anyways, all right. So that's me taking up way too much time on that topic.
It's we're gonna have some more. There's a little bit more with gaming and stuff a little later on I want to jump into, but we got some cool trailers that hit. The first of which we got a new trailer for Venom, and this was an upgrade. This is definitely an upgrade over the last one we saw. The first Venom trailer was kind of heck. I mean, I could even write that as like a Dick Tracy story or something. It was almost kind of hard to tell that was Venom. You sort of have Eddie Brock questioning and going to different sources, a few flashes of symbiote, but we see him, tongue and all.
There's Venom. There is the title character.
And I gotta say, it's while we're not, there's still some things that could change for the final version, some different improvements and things like that can be made, but I'm happy to see full tongue-in-cheek, crazy toothed Venom. That's cool.
Yeah,
And
that's about it.
yeah, I mean, besides what we have, like, I don't think you could pick. You could have a better pick for who's playing him though.
Tom Hardy,
Yeah.
as Eddie Brock, and Venom, and I if they don't do, I'm assuming they're going to continue to do improvements on the CGI.
Yeah.
That being said, what we saw was fine.
Right.
Granted that there are said improvements. Venom looks cool enough. Of course, they don't show him from the neck down really, so
Right.
you can't see if he's got the spider symbol.
Right. Right.
Which why would he?
Right. No reason to yet.
Right.
No.
But I'm as apprehensive of this trailer and this movie as I was since they announced it.
No, rightfully so. Like so you're saying, there's no doubt. I think Tom Hardy's going to capture the sort of twitchy, decaying psychological side of Eddie Brock. There's a couple of good moments in this trailer where he starts fluctuating between I and we. As he starts to sort of lose his mind, the symbiote and everything. So that part of it is going to be fun. I think the power set. This is going to be a big change. Spider-Man and Venom are so closely associated. I can't think of an instance where we had. You know what? Maybe I think Ultimate Spider-Man was the only time I ever saw Venom introduced without. No. Even there, he got to Parker first. I've never seen him.
Right? Isn't he? He's a creation, and initially, isn't he in the hands of Shield, which Spider-Man is a part of in the Ultimate Universe, and that's how he gets them. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong.
I believe you're right. Well, except see, they're fathers in the Ultimate Universe. Brock's father and Parker's father worked together. They were trying to create this biosuit that'd be able to expel like disease and all kinds of like malformed things like in the body, like cure cancer.
Well, and I know in the Spider-Man cartoon, which I believe they actually did a pretty good job, is my understanding, following the Ultimate Universe. Isn't Venom? Isn't the symbiote?
Yep.
The symbiotes, aren't they created initially from Spider-Man's blood? Isn't that a part of it?
I think they use. I think you're right. I think you're right. I mean, they're the biggest difference is they don't come from some magic rock in space. Yeah, they're just straight up made.
In this movie, though, they come from at least some magic thing in space.
Right. Right. So
I don't. Honestly, I don't care about this.
Yeah.
I really let me rephrase. I wouldn't care about this so much, but I am not getting that mature adult themed Spider-Verse feel that I was told I was going to get from these movies.
Same. Not yet.
It's very colorful. It's very bright. I'm just, everything's a little bit over the top. Where everything, it should be the opposite of all that. It should be, everything's a little bit dimmer, a little bit darker. Not DC dark, not Martha dark, but things, and definitely not as over the top as everything we generally see. But things should be a bit more low key.
Right.
I'm not seeing that at all.
Right.
That's what's got me upset. Is that I don't.
Quick,
I don't want to judge on everything though, because there's every chance in the world in the next half a year that they'll get this all changed around.
It could switch a lot, but I think a key point here is to know that you're something being based on an R rating up front, and the difference between, say, Deadpool trailer and this. Obviously, okay, they're completely differently based as far as the world structured, but coming to Deadpool, it's pretty obvious why it's going to get I think an R rating, as opposed to Venom. We have to guess that right now, so. We'll see.
And I haven't seen anything to give me an indication that this is our rating.
Same.
Other than what they've said. They've said that it will be, but I mean, these trailers aren't telling me. I mean, I'm not seeing anything gruesome. I haven't seen a drop of blood. I'm not seeing, these Venom and various symbiotes are, they're very vicious.
Yeah.
They're not just extending their arm like Mr. Fantastic goo or something and pushing people around and, clinging on to things. They don't just do that. They rip people apart.
Yep. And I can't help but think of Carnage. This was the first set of villain material in my reading in the Spidey universe that made me cringe. So,
which, by the way, Norman Osborn and Carnage as the Red Goblin and currently in Amazing Spider-Man in the comics, fucking awesome.
Really?
Oh yeah, you put the Green Goblin and Carnage together.
Oh man, see, I didn't even know that was a thing.
I've been telling you about it every once in a while.
Yeah. I knew about. For some reason, I kept thinking about the Doc Ock Carnage fusion, but not the Goblin thing. And then, of course, the what was it? Not the Ultimate Spider-Man. The when Doc Ock got in Parker's body.
Right, I know that's all in 616. That's in the main canon, main continuity universe. So is this. It's pretty awesome though. It's good stuff.
All right. Well, I'm an old man about the Goblin thing. You gotta spoon feed old people. All right. You gotta remind us carefully. I don't remember this Goblin Carnage stuff, man. Seriously,
you shouldn't remember. That's why it's awesome. It's the first time it's happened.
Right. No. Right. I don't remember it previously. I don't remember hearing about it. Period. Is what I'm saying. I'm having I'm having a freaking lapse. So.
Well, it's not totally over yet. Issue 800 comes out next month, and that'll be the end of the story for that.
All right.
Just Norman Osborn. He's we all know who that is. Spider-Man's been fucking up his shit again, so he's all pissed off. He's all pissed off about it, and he's like he's goes to try to find a way to correct some of the things that Spider-Man's done to him and try to take him out. So, a man
That's a good way to do it.
Yeah, a man of unlimited wealth and power. What's he do? He gets Carnage. He gets the Carnage symbiote, and he puts it on himself.
Oh, crap.
I mean, crazy ass Green Goblin.
Yeah, scary.
So yeah, it is. They do a good job of it. I mean, it's not the best, but it's good. It's really good. The Amazing Spider-Man comics have been really good for a long time. I'm not happy with all their choices, but generally speaking, it's it's good art. It's a good story. This has been fun.
Cool.
Maybe we'll see this someday. I don't know.
All right.
In MCU, maybe down the line, years down the line. Yeah, don't do this right away.
No.
Probably not because it has to do with Carnage. So
That's got to be a pretty epic reveal. All right,
but yeah, this is way better than the Venom trailer we got though.
cool. How about Jurassic World? We got the final trailer for that revealed.
Yeah, that's fun. A lot of new story elements. I almost think that maybe they revealed too much of the story, but I think they kind of needed to because I don't think the reaction so far had been as big as they were hoping for.
Right. The scant details we know is that Chris Pratt is pursuing a intelligent raptor that he helped raise.
Blue!
Blue!
Good old Blue!
And they're sent on a rescue op that doesn't like it's going good. So
what was that? Was that your redneck impersonation?
Yep.
You can don't try anymore.
Okay. I can't. I don't know if I can do it again.
Oh, you can't. You couldn't do it the first time.
Blue.
So you keep trying. Stop. No, this is fun. I actually to be honest, I wasn't really all that thrilled with this before, but the elements that are into this, the story looks interesting. I'm kind of, like I said, I think they may have revealed too much. At the same time, you grabbed my interest here, so more than it was. So yeah, it looks fun. I'm going to see it.
Jurassic Park's a classic.
Yeah, we're going to see. I forget the name of the Tyrannosaurus Rex though. They've actually named it at this point.
It beats me. Definitely
no, but it does look cool. It does look cool to the fact that you're actually going to see Jurassic Star-Lord, and he's Chris Pratt just is pretty much the same character every time.
He is
just like Harrison Ford.
Yep.
So you got him and Blue. It looks like they're going to actually be working together, and that's interesting. That's a new dynamic.
Yeah.
To actually see them working together, like intentionally working together, the dinosaurs and the people,
right,
towards a common goal. That looks interesting. And it's a fair enough background and story to it to where it's acceptable.
Yeah. So cool.
Although part of me still wishes that one of them just like chomp off one of the main character's arms, because that is my biggest complaint. Is nothing happens to the main character ever. Like it's all very scary and stuff, but at this point it's the fifth movie and none of them get it.
I still got from the original trailer. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to get that out of my head. Of Chris Pratt runs up on Blue, I guess the first time or whatever it is, and he's calm a moment, calm for a second, calm for another second, and then I guess someone tranks him or whatever, and he flips. I'm like, he bite his arm off?
He should.
Yeah, he should.
They're supposed to be scary movies.
Yeah,
I guess they're scary for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, it's fine.
Works enough. Cool. Panning off of should be scary to should be awesome. Funny, that's the last Deadpool trailer.
This is great.
This is awesome on so many levels. Like, Deadpool being aware, it's just self-aware of not only the stuff happening in Marvel, but some of the references he cracks here just right. Killer.
There's the Thanos reference. There's a DC reference.
Oh man!
I mean, just the fact that Deadpool is such a troll that you have Peter, common middle-aged Peter, with no superpower. He's out of shape. He's old, or he's older, and I just want to answer the ad. He's like, "You're in." He has to realize that eventually Peter's going to get destroyed.
Yeah.
Any better.
Oh man. It's just the antithesis of like every hero team you see forming, like everybody's supposed to have some specific ability. No. This is almost a really funny evolution of those little commercial spots Marvel was doing before Thor Ragnarok. Of Thor after Avengers hanging out in, where was he, like in Australia? Was that Australia? No.
Oh no, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he was just hanging.
You mean around Civil War?
Civil War. That's right. And it's like, what was Thor doing? Yeah, he was harassing some random like office worker. That was that.
He moved it. Yeah, it was in Australia. He moved in with some guy, hanging out.
So this is a cool evolution of that. But this looks hilarious. And it's looking like a kick and follow up to the original. So.
I hope so, and I hope, and if it's as good as it looks, if it's gonna precede the first one as well as it should, Disney do not do not fuck this up. And I honestly think this is probably the biggest concern that people have with the acquisition. If I can talk, with Disney getting Fox and all that, and everything coming underneath the MCU tent, just leave this.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can successfully merge this into the MCU, then do it. But if you feel like you can't, then just let Deadpool be on the side.
Sure.
Doing his thing. Although it would be awesome to see him 5+ years down the line in an MCU, in Avengers 10.
Yeah.
just mucking around, screwing things up. That would be great. But if you can't, the biggest concern, at least for me and I think for others, is that they're going to stop making these Deadpool movies.
Yeah.
And that's or they're going to change the formula.
Yeah.
And gosh, don't. Whoever's behind these movies, keep them on.
Yeah.
And give them their own department, and just make Deadpool stuff. and make it violent, make it R-rated, make it nasty, bring back the cartoon that they recently canceled, and just do this. And here's a truckload of money. Just we're gonna, and you can look in and spectate on everything that's going on with the MCU and everything else, and make your comment. That's fine. But yeah, I don't care what they do with the rest of the X-Men as long as we keep getting Deadpool stuff like that.
I think this is sort of the counterbalance. We're all over the place with the funky X-Men timelines and then the on-shoot offshoots. This is just it's that medicine to balance stuff out. It's been fun. Right,
and something I was thinking about recently was, as much as I give the X-Men movies crap, and deservedly so most of the time, Deadpool could not be what he is had all those previous movies not been made.
This is right.
And
this is right.
It wouldn't work otherwise.
No, important. Built on the ashes of. I'll stop. 'Cause I'm sounding like the Soul Calibur guy now. So
I love that it's from the people that killed Wolverine, and that says in the trailer. That's so great.
Yeah. Sweet. About heroes. Now this is one that came out of nowhere on me, from a movie that I really, really liked. Now, I can't say both movies I really like because one of them I haven't seen. This is based off, but this is coming out of M. Night Shyamalan's camp. We had footage of the new film Glass. This got revealed at CinemaCon, and this is going to be what can we call this? A double sequel?
No. Well, no. It's just a sequel. Now that's funny because I know you've seen Split, which means you haven't seen Unbreakable.
No, it's the other way around.
Oh, I thought you saw Split.
I saw Unbreakable, but not Split. Split was the one. That's
you
the
saw
fella.
Split. That was one of the first things we talked about way back in the day. You saw Split, I thought, with McAvoy.
That's the fella McAvoy.
All the different personalities and everything.
Oh yeah, he had it was like thing about the Horde.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Oh no! I did. Why was I thinking I didn't?
I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen Split yet.
Okay.
I've seen Unbreakable several times though. Great
okay.
movie.
I had the wrong thing crossed my head, but yeah. When this is cool. We know that Split's universe was based in the same as Unbreakable. Of course, we go way back to the early 2000s with Samuel L. Jackson and Bruce Willis. Unbreakable was a really cool spin on what you normally expect from a superhero movie per se.
Right. Well, and it needs to be said that this came out in 2000, so this is before. I mean,
before.
Out at that time, Blade is out.
Right.
We've got an X-Men movie.
Right.
In fact, I think they're still making the really bad Batman movies at this point.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is before we're at the height of the the comic book and superhero genre that we are right now. It came out with an awesome little piece, with a great take on what superheroes could be like in a more grounded world.
Yeah. No, for sure. And that's more of that experimental phase that we had when things were working through. It really crept up on you. If anything in Unbreakable, we're just sort of led to believe that the main character might just have, guy might just have good genes. He just hasn't been sick in a long time. Maybe, he's just got some kind of abnormality and it just slowly dawns on you as to what this is and what it turns into once he starts to take stuff into his own hands. Story, but no, I really, really liked the take of Unbreakable, and this is going to take place years later. What I'm seeing is Samuel's character is going to be aged, and Yeah.
I think it takes place in an appropriate. I think it takes place in present day. So yeah, I don't think he said it. M. Night Shyamalan. He actually showed some footage of Glass at the CinemaCon this last week.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
Right.
Because I mean, it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
Since Unbreakable.
So you got a pretty natural progression of time.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. It has been a long time. It's been 18 years since that movie. So, yeah, so a bunch of footage was released, and I don't think I couldn't actually find the footage, but I found a description of it. Sounds neat.
For sure. And this
is
January, was it? Next year?
Mid-January next year. It's going to sneak up on you.
That's right. I'm already writing that down now, making a mark about it because we're gonna forget it.
Yeah. No, we've had a habit of not doing much the first month of the year. So,
oh man.
Yeah, but we're gonna have to remember that one.
Got it. All right.
It's awesome though. Looking forward to it.
Now, the question is: are you looking forward to Star Wars Resistance?
Yes.
The new animated series has got announced by Lucasfilm, and this is going to take place around the 30 plus years or so between episodes 6 and 7.
Yeah, but it's definitely hugging over near the Force Awakens period.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it takes place in between episodes 5 or 6 and 7.
Cool. You got the producer of the Clone Wars in Star Wars Rebels. That's Dave Filoni.
You're not gonna say he's gonna my.
I'll jump back a little further. Who Chris affectionately dubs the George Lucas Padawan.
Yeah,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, well, he really was. He was basically his understudy for years. You know, he's done the Clone Wars cartoon, the Star Wars Rebels cartoon, and so we all knew there was another one coming. And from the end of Rebels, we pretty much figured it was going to take place during that time period. Which there's been some comics, there's been some books, but there hasn't been any visual media or anything, in basically TVs or movies doing anything in that timeline. The 30 plus years between episode 6 and 7. This is going to be the first mass media take on that.
Right.
Really. Yeah. Now, what I thought was interesting is that this time around they're going to go with an animated-inspired style.
Yeah. Yeah.
They switched the style with, you know, and a lot of people were like, you know, they switched it from Clone Wars to Rebels. A lot of people didn't like the style, and I think the Clone Wars definitely had a better art style. Now, that does not mean that they're going 2D, but it certainly leans in that direction.
No, I mean, depending which studio they get to, I think, complete.
Which studio? It's Lucasfilm.
I am stumbling over myself. I know. Depending which, I should say, my bad. Animators.
Yeah, so I think that we better said just, you know, depending on who they decide to back up truckloads of money and say, "Come work for us."
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of curious about the look of this stylistically. That's important. Right. So, because when you say anime, there's a couple ways you can base this. You know, my mind immediately goes to stuff like Ghost in the Shell and Akira.
Yeah, exactly.
More of a realistic basing and things like that. Or, you know, you've got things like was it Howl's Moving Castle, in the sort of more quirky, animated, almost, I don't think Disney-esque. Cartoonish.
What is it, Chibi style?
Yeah, I think more cartoonish, because Chibi, everything would have huge heads, I think.
Yeah, I hope we don't get that.
No, let's stay away from that. But this could lend to a really epic style. There is in no way, just because if you see an anime tag, if that's turning you off at all, or if that's putting an alarm bell, it shouldn't. It shouldn't, because this could look very, very awesome. So
yeah, you know, it's interesting because a lot of the hardcore older fan base have really enjoyed these cartoons. They've been a saving grace definitely since episode 8.
Right.
And now they're moving into a time era or moving towards an era that a lot of them just aren't all that big of fans of. Now I'm fine with episode 7.
Right.
Not as fine as I was after episode 8 because there's been some. Well, no, I'm not trying to mean it like that. I mean, there was just some payoffs that should have happened. I mean, 10 seconds of Luke Skywalker at the end of episode 7 is fine if episode 8 gives you the payoff that should come with that.
Yes.
Which it did not. So we're getting, you know, they're sticking their toes in an area here where a lot of the hardcore fan base are kind of like, look, don't Don't fuck with us anymore.
No.
Right. Do it right. Because I mean, look, Star Wars is not bulletproof anymore.
No. No.
And it's whether you liked it or you hated it, it's undeniable that The Last Jedi showed that the Star Wars franchise is not bulletproof.
There's holes in that boat.
Right. It is not invincible, and
No.
it has taken a hit. And we're gonna find out by this time next month exactly how much of a hit it's been. We're gonna learn that as time goes on.
Right. So you had a hit, but I don't think it's had a ship driven through it at warp drive yet, has it?
Yeah, well, in general, yeah. Jesus. Why not?
Why not?
Just end the war. Everyone, just get in your ship and
Oh.
hyperdrive. Weaponize that shit.
I love it.
Because it's supposed to. This is going to be based on fighter pilots.
Snap!
What's the point?
Oh man.
That's not so much of it. Now, and someone I read, and someone made the comment, "Oh yeah, let's start a new show where we're going to learn all these people. We're going to learn all this new cast and all these people, and then they're all going to die." Which is true. At the end of The Last Jedi, there's like a dozen Resistance people left. They all fit into the Millennium Falcon. That being said, that's not a fair comment because they did the same thing with the Clone Wars. Almost the whole cast is Jedi, and we all know they were going to die. So that's not a fair comment.
Right. Now you mentioned fighter pilots. I thought this was kind of cool. You got Oscar Isaac and Gwendolyn Christie. They're going to be reprising their voices, doing vocal talent for Poe and Captain Phasma. That's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, well, that's good because Captain Phasma is not doing much for Episode 9. So
No.
Oh, spoiler!
Yeah, chilling out in the fire.
She's dead.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
No, that's neat though. That's kind of I'm glad to see that. I mean it's Dave Filoni, and he's been doing good for the Star Wars universe for years now. He's worked behind the scenes on a lot of stuff. He's been the head guy for the Clone Wars and for Rebels, and in both cases, both shows started out with, "Oh man, this looks horrible," and at the end, people cried that they were done.
Yep.
So he's earned the trust. That being said, he's not the guy in charge. So,
right.
And right now, they're going to start going into an era of Star Wars where the new heads are really just mucking everything up. in a lot of their eyes,
Right.
and in my eyes for some of it as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Cool. There's another one I'm interested to see, and we have not seen any follow-up to this in at least 13 years or so. This was left field for me. This surprised me. That's the new Doom movie is on the way. This looks like a reboot. This is not a follow-up from the Doom in 2005.
They're not going to follow up on that gem?
Right? I mean, I was expecting the whole movie of first person, weren't you?
Oh my
god. This is actually going to have a female lead, Amy Manson.
No, I didn't read your notes yet. Are you serious?
Yeah. Female lead.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Female lead, Amy Manson. She signed on with Universal. But it's a key here. This was confirmed that this is not just thinking of Universal as in big screen. This was Universal's 1440 Entertainment. This is their non-theatrical branch. So this is going to be heading straight to a streaming or DVD or something like that.
Be heading straight to the bargain bin.
I was going to say, what are your thoughts on this? But you're chomping at the bit already for it.
Okay, so basically this is their BCD studio working on this. I'm all for switching things up and putting in new characters for leads and stuff, and but that's ridiculous. I mean, at the core of Doom is big, tough, insane space marine guy kicking ass. That's the fan base. Look, I mean, do I personally care? I laughed at the fact that they said it's a female lead. Do I personally care? I'm not offended.
Right.
I don't think that's going to work.
Right.
But Jesus, why? I'm just like, why?
Well,
I
and one reason, look at it this way too. You're right. Doom, when you think Doom, that instantly bleeds raw Gizmo. Raw, like,
right,
awesome, face stomping, hardcore Marine, against the.
literally face stomping.
Literally, yeah, he does, against the Legions of Hell. Now, I'm looking at this, and especially if this is another reboot. Now, they could take this in a completely different direction, for all we know. You could take the basic idea of Doom, and here's something that comes to me immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is going to be a thing, but you could really go more with the science route, or more of the science, and sort of less of the I guess the religious element behind it. The 2005 Doom sort of abandoned the hell concept.
Well, that's because I believe this was actually officially said, but a lot of people have predicted at the very least that the 2005 Doom wasn't even supposed to be a Doom movie. They just slapped it on there and did some reshoots.
Seriously?
Pretty much. And if you look at it, you can tell.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe the script for it was not initially meant to be a Doom movie.
Yeah. There was, Dwayne Johnson poked at this a lot. In fact, it was funny. The Doom Twitter poked him recently. Dwayne was actually commenting on Rampage. He said, "Oh, cool. Rampage seems to be doing well." He said, "It looks like we sort of broke the dreaded video game curse." And I quote, he said, "And remember, I starred in the stinker Doom, so I have lived thy curse."
Yeah.
And shortly after Rotten Tomatoes comment, the Doom official Twitter just commented one word, all bold, large font, Dwayne. That's it.
Oh, I get what you're saying though. They could maybe do kind of a side story thing, and that's why it's a female lead, and it's not she's not supposed to be some female iteration of the Doom character. That's true, but you know who's done that? You know who kind of went off their own route and did that? The Resident Evil movies.
This is true.
And there's only one of them out of the whole bunch that I feel is really any good, and it's only good if you don't even connect it to Resident Evil.
I get that. I feel you, man. The other series I think of that lent sci-fi really well to a female lead. I doubt we'll ever see a movie for this, but I'm just highlighting something from gaming I think stands out. I don't know why I thought of this in the same vibe as Doom. I think in the Metroid series, Samus. Samus is a fantastic lead for everything she deals with like, killing space pirates and, raiding planets and all that kind of cool stuff that she does. So, there's nothing against that. The idea of that basic concept can't work. But, when you cast the mythology of Doom, you can't help but invoke a lot with that. And I think that's what's going to be really hard to balance here. Everything that the name Doom carries along with it, and everything that bears. Plus, I want to comment on the recent game too. As much of a success that was, huge. Well crafted game, plays super smooth, all that good stuff. I felt it removed a lot of the raw terror element the original had. Now, I thought this is just me. I thought one of the things that got to me about the original Doom was that feeling of helplessness, and not complete helplessness, but more of like just daunting. I mean, you're this Marine, this well-armed, well-trained Marine, but literally against like the hordes of hell. And there was always that sense of like, man, what am I going to run into next? And everything got crazier and crazier. You built up. You went from zombies and you went to imps, and then eventually you're fighting like the cyber demons and the cacodemons, and then like the like arachnoids and all that other crazy stuff. Like it got wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, but the current Doom, I think now I didn't beat it start to finish, so I can't talk for the whole game. But I will say,
you should.
That's what everybody says. Everybody says it was solid. I will say, just from the portions of it I played, feeling so much more powerful in this version kind of took that element away. The story's still solid. That still pulled me in, but some of that terror element got pulled out for me. I don't know if it comes back later, but yeah.
I mean, it's different. You're almost talking about a black and white movie versus a movie made in the current day when you talk about the original Doom versus current day, and just the production and what you can do with games nowadays.
Yeah.
I mean, the first Doom's not even a true 3D game.
Right.
It's not. It's so. No, I agree with what you're saying though, but and that game, I mean, you can't say enough about the original Doom success.
No.
It's everywhere. I mean, I think probably the best line for it is that at one point, Doom was on more computers than Windows.
That's wild.
That's insane. But that's also a mark of the era
It is.
of when it was out. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not even all that upset about this. In fact, I'm not. I'm not upset about how they're going to change it up and put a female. I'm not upset about it at all. I'm just disappointed that it's like, really, you haven't learned your lesson yet.
No,
All right, well,
no.
go make your shitty Doom movie and.
Yeah, it's looking shifty. He's heading, but what can you say?
Mhm.
All right, along the lines, heading right into gaming news, we did get a trailer here for the next Tomb Raider game on the way. That's Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is Nix's software is collaborating with NVIDIA on this one for as far as development, keeping the graphics engine high end. This is set to come out on September 14th. It's going to have a season pass if you're used to that from almost everything does that today. A lot of AAA titles, but this has got a heavy Mayan theme behind it. And I was just commenting on this a little bit before we started. Now from everything I've seen in Tomb Raider in the past, I've seen like Asian mythology, a lot of Egyptian themes in some of the early, PS1 games and stuff. But from what I can remember, I don't think I've ever seen a Mayan style or inspired Tomb Raider before. So
Yeah.
So I mean, hey, like the reboot was it just killed it. It had a huge success. This being the follow up to that.
The movie didn't, though.
The movie didn't. The movie didn't. No, it did not.
I believe the lead actress has already said that she's out for any sequels.
Alicia's out? Seriously?
Yeah, I believe so. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure. I'm sitting at 75-80% sure I read that.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, you beat me to it. I was gonna say no, movie didn't do it like the game did at all, man. But if this is going to evolve on the grounds that they already set with that, this is already looking to shaping up well. We don't get tons and tons, obviously just a trailer, no main cuts of gameplay or anything like that, but looking good.
I don't have much to add to this.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the trailer. Beautiful trailer.
Yeah.
I would almost say that this trailer is probably the first signs of what we're seeing of the next jump for consoles as far as graphics. That being said, it's just a trailer.
Yeah.
But this was some of the most realistic stuff and that I've seen in a trailer before.
Now,
up until they start showing some human skin, which they still have not mastered.
Right.
Most of this, you probably could have told me that this was actual footage. That was shot footage.
I agree. And in fact, some of the very openings of this with the as the ritual sacrifice is going on, how the lighting's kind of like shadowed against the whoever's conducting that ritual. That is photorealistic.
Yeah, no,
man,
most of it is.
Yeah.
There's a couple times when things move where you're just not seeing the kind of blur effect that you would see, but it's so close.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Beautiful trailer. Game is it's a Tomb Raider game. If you like the Tomb Raider games, then awesome. I will never play this game.
Yeah. See, and I'm in the same boat. This is one of those that I've always just kind of admired from afar. I've never followed or invested in the Tomb Raider series.
Well, no, I've had several Tomb Raider games.
Yeah, see, we're a little different.
I'm not interested in this though.
Fair enough. Cool.
It's not here on the news thing, but I know we talked about this passing in the last week, and it's not on our list here. But I do want to bring this up.
Yeah.
Square Enix, our favorite developer.
I like how you say our. Yeah.
It's your dysfunctional relationship with them.
There you go.
My perfectly functional.
Much better.
Relationship with them.
Much better.
Recently put out another posting for a job for Final Fantasy VII Remake, saying that is going to be much more than a remake. But most importantly was that in there they were talking about how they're starting from scratch.
We've talked a lot about the bleeding timeline on this in the schedule. This is rough, and things seem to get a little rocky here once CyberConnect was removed. Now CyberConnect is working on assets for FF7 Remake. Square decided to take everything in-house, started making multiple job postings for openings, and of course wanting to exceed the original FF7, not just remake the original game, but to blow the scope wide open and really try to reimagine it. Now, the trouble is with doing that, there's certain expectations that get built, especially because up front they've already said they want this to be episodic, they want this to be multi-part. The last major news we had, and I'm not letting this go, was 2015. It's been 3 years, and the biggest thing we've had, besides the opening trailer and the short clip of gameplay that they revealed at PlayStation Experience, was a key art. One piece of key art, and in fact, the rest of the art that we've had that's been released for this came out at a show floor only, invite only, FF30 year. And by the way, I got paying really hard for the FF 30th anniversary. Not much happens, special wine glasses and stuff like that. Whatever. Only if you were at that event. By the way, and they said no photos, don't take any pictures. Of course, people didn't listen to that, and they took pictures and they leaked online. That's how we're actually seeing them. They had key art for some of the areas that they're working on. You have, I think, what was it? They had Aerith's home. It looked like a spot in the slums near the train station. A bunch of other spots, and then some key art for like Biggs, Wedge, and Jesse, who all look awesome, by the way. That's great. Okay, that's fine. That's all out there. Now, what's lame is, that's, they've kept so tight-lipped about that, it hurts. And I'd argue so tight-lipped about all this, they're killing hype. They're killing my hype. Look, I'm a big FF7 fan. There's no secret behind that. I was the guy, jumping up and down on top of the truck. Happy to see, when the remake trailer was finally announced, like, wow, they called our bluff. They did it. They're actually
Did you really jump on a truck?
No, I didn't.
Oh.
That would have been cool, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
But still.
Now you want to be on top of a truck holding up Square Enix and body slamming.
And then, or then you need someone. Actually, what you need is you need a table set in the side so you can get like a WE announcer.
Yes.
Through the table, powerbomb through the table. No,
we totally do that for you.
But I can say,
I'll hand you a chair after,
please, because then you could say steel chair. He's got a steel chair. And leave it at that. But as a fan, this is killing my hype at this point. And I'm not even counting this to be anywhere within. I'd be shocked if this makes this generation of consoles. I'd
be shocked if it did. Yeah. It's not going to. We'll find out in about a month. Yeah. I'm sure they'll have to show something at E3.
Oh, there's going to be pitchforks if nothing happens this E3. Like literally, the majority of the community was sort of bracing, like, hey guys, it's been like a couple of years. All right, E3 2017, something go down there, but we haven't had any major trailers or anything. Nomura wants to show us some stuff. Relax, everybody is nothing.
Here's what you're getting. Here's what you're getting. You're getting a trailer, and at the end of the trailer, it's going to say coming to PlayStation 5. That's what you're getting.
You know what? I'd be surprised they were even that honest. Here. At this point, I'm expecting the whole PlayStation thing to kind of be removed, and the thing that happened with FF15 and at least some of the early 15 stuff they were working on, like the late 13 things. Like,
do you think it would be like, instead of coming to PlayStation 5, just one of those emotes of the guy who's shrugging?
Sure, a shrug or release your look. You got to know, Square is known for trolling with their releases. Like, the one that takes me back was shortly before the remake announcement. I think about it maybe a year or so before, when they did the original FF7 announcement on for PlayStation Network, and it was like the revamp of that FF7 International or whatever it was, and everybody's lined up going crazy. They hear part of the theme, they see a bit of the graphics. Oh my god, it's the live stream. Oh, here it is, FF7. Yeah, FF7 original. International version on PSN, and everyone's face just went deadpan. And then one of the Square presidents just laughed it off. This is,
you know what they need to do. And originally, I was thinking that they should do this, and they should take the director for this game, and Ryan Johnson from Last Jedi, and put them in a cage, Right, but now what I'm thinking, a better idea. Now, who is the director behind this? I don't remember their names anymore.
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah, that guy. Him.
Yeah, he did the character designs past,
Oh.
but
Him and I'm probably gonna butcher this name, but it's okay because he's probably gonna die anyways. Maybe you'll know just from me trying to say it. Hideki Kamiya,
that is,
Capcom
yeah, that was super familiar. I was like, wait,
director for the Resident Evil 2 remake, which
Yeah.
they announced 2+ years ago now, and have given people nothing. I'm not really following that one because, totally honest, I'm watching what Square Enix is doing with Final Fantasy VII, and I'm not even paying attention to this Resident Evil 2 remake. Because I'm just, no, it'll be done when it's done. Throw them in the Thunderdome and make them fight each other. The winner gets to keep his project going as he is. The loser has to hand it over to someone else who will do a good job and actually release it. Because that director is now dead.
oh Lord.
But the company has to hand over the project to someone else.
At this point, man, you know, it's something I never wanted to feel or see, but you know, it's happening, and it's just crept in on my own hype to this, to where I just put it in
12
Cairo sleep, man.
12 years, Ian. 12 years for The
yeah.
Last Guardian.
That's
12 years.
Yeah, man.
And it honestly never should have made it out.
Wow.
So, all right, hang in there, buddy. You got some years ago yet.
This is true. I mean, let's see. People have been. I mean, the demands for 7 Remake started back in the, I want to say, even late 90s. Even, I mean, this...
yeah, but you can really only go from when they announced it. And now that being said, I should really only say like 10 years.
Right.
That's when they actually announced The Last Guardian. But still, 10 years.
Yeah.
I had to wait a decade.
No, I'm. It's cool. I'm shelving my hype. We're done with that for now.
Pack a lunch.
Yep. I'll be waiting for a while. So, all right. Last but not least, up in the gaming side, this was a CNBC article I ran across that I think just sort of brought up a shift that I think's been trying to be pushed for a while, but really hasn't gained traction because the service platform just hasn't been good enough for it. But looking at 5G gaming, and starting to think about this, and that is cloud-based gaming. You know, when we talk about streaming services for gaming, and actually I think about Netflix and stuff like that, Netflix, Hulu, etc. The one thing that I'm personally uncomfortable with as far as, you know, having a full streaming service for is gaming. I like to get my mitts on a game. I like to still have the disc to pop in your console or whatever else. I mean, you got stuff like Steam for PC. That's fine. You got your library and all that, but there's nothing that beats that whole tactile feel of you know, having, you know, actually, you know, owning a game. This idea of this subscription-based pure cloud gaming. I mean, the roots for it are there. You know, I'm looking at the PlayStation Now specifically. Now, Sony pulled this back to just Windows PCs and the like PS4, because they had issues on like mobile and everything keeping a solid like experience. There were a lot of hiccups. There was a lot of lag and everything. You can't have that if you really want to say you want to replicate the experience in full. That being said, of course, 5G is a serious boost when we're talking speed and things like that, and looking at how this whole service is shaping up, and, you know, what it could mean, you know, for going forward. So right now, Sony charges about $20 for a 1-month subscription to PlayStation Now. There's another competing service that charges about $35 monthly for a 1-year commitment if you sign up for the full package. Compare all that to Netflix, which is just about $14, about $13.99 a month. Now, you know, I don't like equivocating these two or everything going to streaming, but I can't help but sort of weigh all of this when I look at subscription models and everything, and what there are a lot of forces that would like to move gaming towards, and would like to place things towards these huge libraries where we just simply play off the cloud. I'm not into this. I'm really not into this. I know 5G could be a really cool leap for stuff like, you know, video and streaming movies. You know, being able to grab a movie that would have taken you maybe 20 minutes, or on a really slow like 3G, like hours and hours to grab to like seconds. That'd be sweet. I'll give you that. But for gaming, nah. It may start moving this direction, Harry, but I don't like it. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna quote Yoda. Don't laugh. Yoda's wise.
I'm not. I'm smiling. That's cool.
Clouded the future is.
Wow.
Shut up.
Wow. 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 Wow.
No, I'm serious.
No. I'm with you.
I'm dead serious because I understand why Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo. Well, maybe Nintendo. Who knows what Nintendo's putting cardboard in your games. So I don't. Who knows what the hell Nintendo wants? But Microsoft has definitely come out and said that they would even prefer to go to this kind of service as a mainstream platform. Sony obviously does it as a secondary. Yeah, I don't want it. I'm with you on this. I'm not sure if it works though, and
Yeah.
I mean they would like it because then they can control the game.
That's my concern. Yeah.
But if the more you start muddying up the waters between the games you can play at home and the games you can play on your phone,
Yeah.
the more the expectations change. And they don't just change on, what the developers would like to do is like spend less money on making games and hope that you still spend more
Right.
or the same amount.
Right.
That's not the only expectation that changes. The expectation changes on the player base as well. And it's like, well, I don't have to pay for this anymore. I don't have to pay for that anymore. It's all on a cloud. It's all server side.
Right.
But you're still charging me $60 plus all these microtransactions. What the fuck?
Nope.
Yeah. Well, and even if they do go to a subscription format, I don't know. That's not attractive to me at all. The subscription format. It's really not. I mean, it is mildly, but at the same time, man, we're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're dinosaurs in this regard, especially me. More so than you, but especially me. And but I don't know if they can actually make this leap. It was just 4 years ago that Sony embraced the whole here's how we share games and actually handed a cartridge over to somebody else.
I couldn't help. I'm glad you mentioned that. That's the very thing I thought of reading this. Yeah, it was.
That being said, the movement of downloading games and not getting cartridges or discs or whatever, the movement for this is undeniable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a convenience factor, of course. Being able to port between accounts with these, go in between your systems without I lost my disc or whatever. You can just grab it offline or online rather as soon as you can jump on your account. There's some cool stuff with that, but the instantaneousness, the speed culture, the rest of that, I think is going to keep catching up to the more analog formats, and before we know it, this is going to be a pretty hard stampede to stop. I think this is difficult. There's a lot of changes I think in gaming that I'm frankly open to, and I'm cool with as far as seeing the market shift and everything. But if we do end up way cloudy like this one day, this is going to be hard. It's going to be really hard to swallow. So
yeah, this one's tough. Again, like I said, clouded.
Yoda's right.
Yeah, clouded the future.
Which is, I love it.
Yeah. But this will be a battle.
Yeah.
There's too many variables. There's too many variables. There's too many different people trying to move things in different directions. It's impossible to say what's going on. And unlike most media, and I'm not joking here when I say this, unlike most home entertainment media, there's not porn to show the way.
Mm-mm. Not this time. That's another really good point. There's in the past questions of, hey, will this work? Can we do this? Where's the model for it? And look no further. The industry was right there and really helped pioneer success.
Since the 70s, and probably maybe even before that. But since the 70s, porn has led the direction of home entertainment media.
Yep.
And at times has not always backed the best product. But still dominated. VHS is a perfect example of that. Was not a better product than, what was it, Beta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go back that far?
Yeah, well, that's VHS 1 and shouldn't have.
Man.
Because I think it was, if I remember correctly, some big porn distributor got a deal with VHS tapes.
There you go.
So yeah, what do we have leading? Well, I know who we don't have leading the way, which is Square Enix. Square Enix isn't leading the way.
Yeah, I'm feeling my salt. It's building, man. I'm getting a river of it. It's gonna turn into an ocean.
Right. In fact, I think the biggest thing that's happened for gaming that has really pushed us, and again, we're talking about home media in general. One of the reasons that the PlayStation 2 was as powerful and successful as it was is because at the time of its release, it was the cheapest DVD player.
Yep. And that was the number one excuse I heard.
That was a big reason.
Yep.
And that wasn't lost at anyone either. Because DVD players at the time, they're like $500, $600, $700. The PlayStation 2 was $300, brand new at the time.
Yep.
So, I know you may remember back at the beginning of the prior generation, PlayStation 3 backed up the Blu-ray. Xbox 360 backed the HD DVD. Remember the HD DVD?
Oh
a lot of people probably don't.
And look who was on the right side of history.
Yeah, but that wasn't just because of Sony at that time.
No.
That was more they picked right.
Sure was.
This is interesting. We don't have the same usual variables here.
No, we don't. There's a lot that's going into this. It's gonna be a hard one to predict.
For the last 5 years or so, they've been trying to push another home media format, a new disc and such, and they've tried a couple occasions. It's not working. They're kind of done. They're done upgrading from VHS to DVD, from DVD to Blu-ray, because now they can just put this shit on their computer. And they're like, why do I want to get your super disc or whatever the hell it's called? Why should I do that? So
forget that.
Yeah, no, the battle's different. I was joking around by throwing people in the Thunderdome. This is kind of a Thunderdome situation.
No, it is.
Someone's going to come out. Someone's going to come out ahead eventually. Yeah. There will be one clearly dominant form.
You've ever watched Highlander? Maybe he'll get all. Well, I say he. Whoever does come out ahead will get all the powers of whoever they kill.
It would be awesome if, like, just one day. Microsoft's just standing there, like the head of Microsoft, and he just starts, lightning comes out, and he just starts getting electrocuted, and he's shaking, he's like, I'm so powerful. It's like, he did it.
It'd be epic.
He got it. That guy got it. Microsoft got it right. Oh, shit. And I just bought a PlayStation 6. Too bad.
Done. Dun. All right. Well, that's all I got here. I'm going over to an info minute. Chris, what is the most expensive ticket you've ever bought to anything? If you can even remember that.
I don't like live music too much, so I'm the wrong person to ask.
You're not in the live. Okay.
No, I'm not. I like going to blues, but that's like at a bar. So you don't really pay a ticket for that. You might pay some small admission. I would say the most expensive ticket bought for me, because they needed a ride and I didn't care. It was 15 hours of live music. Was Ozfest '99. Or '98, one of them.
I'm partial to the Beale Street Music Festival that happens right in Memphis, Tennessee. Actually, the last one that I attended was a couple years back. I did the one in 2016. But it had nowhere near the perks of what I'm thinking and what I'm looking at here. So there is a music festival going down over in Iceland in June. But this just isn't any ticket. This is the world's first $1 million festival ticket. So I mean, if you got that, behind your couch or between seat cushions or whatever, I'm sure you can scratch that together and pay for this. So, insane. But the first thing you got to ask is, well, what the heck does this net you? If it's crazy enough to try to get a VIP anywhere for anything, but okay, so go with me here. Check it out. For $1 million bucks, and bear in mind, there is one of these tickets being sold, period, in the world.
Wait. I'm sorry. Say again. There's one ticket.
One ticket.
Okay. So you can't even take your friend.
No, you can. I'm going there.
Okay.
They're only selling one ticket you can buy, but here's what it nets you. I'm going to knock down the list. All right. You get to take 6 other people with you.
Okay.
You get jet transport anywhere on Earth, 2 private concerts, only, of course, for the ticket holder, and you get access to sold-out world first, events, side events, the VIP passes. Let's go to some specific stuff here. The jet, you get a private chartered business jet. It's a Gulfstream G300, similar. Again, that's anywhere or a return to Iceland. 24/7 access to 2 luxury cars, personal drivers, private security for the whole week. A luxury 6-room villa for 7 nights, center of Iceland. The Secret Solstice event. You get access to inside the volcano event, the world's first concert inside a volcano. Private viewing areas, access to VIP artists, bar lagoons, private shows, massage parlors. They had I was going to call it a swag gang, but it's something like a beauty group that attends to all pretty much any pampering you can imagine. A private whale and dolphin tour. All you can eat Icelandic hot dogs. It goes on and on and on with this super lavish over the top. But I look at all this and all these extra stuff, and I mean, hey, it'd be great if I can go watch a private whale and dolphin show. These dinner events and all this. But look, I just want to go see a concert, man.
You know what I haven't heard yet?
What?
Who's playing?
Yeah. Oh man, it's a lot of artists, to be honest.
Yeah, well, they're not fitting too many in a volcano, so.
No. Oh man.
All right, let's do it. I'm a little, I follow most pop culture. I don't follow music though, so let's see if I even know any of these people.
No. Let's see. I was gonna go through a couple of these. Kakela?
No.
Dolls Kill?
No.
No. Let's see. Gucci Mane?
No.
Jay Hoos?
Nope.
Dreamwife?
No.
Stormzy?
Nope.
Gold Link?
Nope.
I am DDB?
Are you? You're trolling me at this point.
I'm not. I'm not,
bands
dude. I am not.
Musicians.
I'm not. I am so not. I will give you the link.
Oh, that's okay. I don't do
Gladly. I'm pretty sure. On a serious note, I'm pretty sure all these have to do with live DJs who do live sets at different places in the world. Like if you're really into especially like the dance and club scene, electronica and stuff, they got a lot of DJs based. In fact, the only one, and this proves it, only one from this list that I know of is Gold Link. That's only because I've heard Gold Link on Sirius XM. There's a live DJ set channel specifically for electronica and dance. So
cool.
But
so I mean, this is all kind of dumb because it's not just a one ticket, because it's for 6 people,
right,
which automatically takes your $1 million cost and divides it by 6,
right.
And it's it's the place you're staying, it's transportation, it's all that. Yeah, this is
I mean,
this is bad marketing,
over the top. Yeah, everything access, quote unquote. But it's like you said, there's a lot that's already rolled in and included with that. So,
has it been sold yet?
To my knowledge, no.
Surprising. Well, hey, I mean, there's got to be somebody who was saving up their money for Final Fantasy VII this year who can instead buy this ticket.
Yeah, I mean, someone was going to blow like $1 million just getting that many copies, man. Yeah, you got enough dust for that, right?
Well, I mean, it was going to come out in like 10 discs or something, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, 10. Well, see, if you're waiting, right? I mean, it's 10 discs spread out over 20 years. So
here's the thing. Look, and I'm gonna be a party pooper. Because I'm gonna go back to Final Fantasy here real quick.
All right.
This is not coming out on PS4. It's not. This is next gen. No, it is. It's next gen because you're looking at least, if they're starting from scratch like they said, you're looking at least 2 years of production. This is PS5. This is PS5 now. So, considering it's going to be on a PS5, do you think that they will still put it out in increments?
Yes.
That's.
And look, I'm not over that they say, and I know the scope of it, what they're saying, and why they claim they need the additional space and room. It blows my mind to say that you'd fill an entire Blu-ray. I really question that.
Mm-hmm.
Still, I don't see it, and I worry with the precedent they're going to set, for like the first release. You got to keep this ball rolling. You can't make a release this grand and then maybe 3 years later or so, or 2 years later, like, part 2, that is going to kill people.
I would say it's a good idea. Well, no, it should be no more than 1 year apart. That's for damn sure, per disc. I would say it's only a good idea to release 3 discs like they originally planned, 3-4 years from now, which is probably realistically what we're looking at.
Yeah.
In the middle of the next gen console, on one condition. Disc 1 is $20 or cheaper.
I think that would just be fair at this point.
And I think that would be fair, and I actually think that would be smart. I think that would be a good marketing move. That is the only way that's a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, because if you're expecting people to drop $180 at least, and that's not even counting microtransactions on this series of games,
because they're going to do it.
Because it would be, it's going to be at least 6 discs, or I'm sorry, at least 3 discs, and it's going to be at least $60 each. There'll just be middle fingers everywhere. Middle fingers going to Square Enix everywhere, and I would be one of them. I would not try it out at that point.
Yeah.
Because as much as I joke around and I play the bad cop to the good cop on this scenario, I really do want to play this.
Right.
So, but yeah, if they were going to ask me to pay $60 for part 1 of 3,
no, forget that noise. I'm telling you, better look out. I'm starting to shift towards becoming the cop with the questionable moral compass.
But if this one came out $20 and it was clearly labeled disc 1 of 3, because you actually have to kind of worry about them, $20 for a game, but it's actually only a third of a game. Make sure it's properly labeled part 1 of 3, $20. 4 years from now, because you're probably looking 3-4 years from now.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah.
I would do $20 to see what all the hype was for 20 fucking years, because I'm 70 years old at this point, and I can play Final Fantasy VII Remake now. I'm retired. I got all the time in the world.
Man,
I would drop $20 on that.
No, that's fair. I'm actually with you. I think it would be a really good marketing move, and really a nod to fans if each one was not max priced like that. They say that each of these is about the full length of. It's about an FF13 each time, if you're familiar with the length of that game.
Nope.
So,
not familiar with that length at all.
I guess 13's like, I want to say like maybe, I don't know, 40, 50 hours.
Sorry, man.
Yeah. No, hey, you got all the reason to. I cut Square slack on a lot of stuff. 7 Remake, there's a lot of things that are looking sketchy about it that I don't like. And then I'm frankly a little bummed out that they've crashed the hype train on. So this E3, I'm watching.
You are. In fact, you're doing coverage for it for us.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, literally.
Yeah, so, by the way, real quick, just to make you feel a little bit better about the whole thing.
Yeah?
Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out this year.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going to be a thing, and our bet's still on.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Was it five boxes, a bunch of crunch?
Wait, 5? I thought it was just a box.
No.
Okay, 5 boxes it is.
5 boxes, a bunch of crunch.
All right, all for it.
All right.
I think it'll make it.
It's got. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you as confident as you were yesterday?
Yeah, I am. Kingdom Hearts is not in peril like 7 right now. It's not. I think it's going to make it this year.
All right. I don't know. I don't follow Square Enix at all anymore. The last game I bought was Final Fantasy X, and actually I bought that used, so I'm not paying full price for that.
Oh man.
So I mean, there was. Yeah, I'm sorry.
No.
That's it.
No, I'll say that's it. That's a wrap. I'm gonna be that guy with the cane to get you.
Okay.
Off stage.
I deserve it. I'm babbling at this point.
No. We're gonna get ready to
the
get
meds
going.
are wearing off.
We gotta get you back in that Ritalin. I told you about that.
Yeah.
Man. Thanks everybody for tuning in as always. Of course, like we said right at the top of the show, check out the Infinity War review. Also, please have a look at the Walking Dead Legion. Lots going on in this channel. It's been fun following these series, checking stuff out as it's going. We're still going to be cranking out more content as the shows we're watching come out. Of course, stay tuned for more of our weekly show, E3 coverage once that's here, and the rest of the films and everything we've got on dock for this year.
Yeah, hey, like and subscribe on stuff too.
Toss it. It gives us that push, especially the sub.
Let us know what you think. Comment below on stuff.
Yeah, I want to hear from you and
and things. But mainly stuff. I just want to hear mostly about the stuff, not the things.
And we want to make your life a little easier, trying to add some annotations. Actually, less annotations, more just time markers. Or if you want to jump to a specific point, if you want to hear about where we talk about specific stuff in our show, you can jump straight there. So something basic, but hopefully, hey, throws you a bone. So cool.
Okay, now get out of here.
Later. Have a good one, everybody. Hey people, thank you for tuning into this episode and taking a listen. If you like our content, if you like what you're listening to, is there anything to go over, hey, please, we would not only love to hear more from you, but if great if you could throw some support. You can subscribe right below. Also, you can toss us a line anytime. That's ksongmedia@gmail.com. Of course, you can tune in for our channel anytime for movie reviews, game reviews, a lot of random wacky stuff. Yeah, who knows what you'll hear. And of course, our episode each week where we're bringing the nerdiest things we can find, dig up, and maybe not find. Maybe the stuff that just drops in our laps. But anyway, hey, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. We hope to hear from you again later. Take care.